So we're going to take a look at the east right now. And if you look here across the upper Midwest, the upper Mississippi River Valley, the Mississippi River starts here in central Minnesota at Lake Itasca, and it goes all the way down along the border of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, down through Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, all the way down. This is the Mississippi River Valley right here. And if you look at this region on the northern end, this is the Mississippi River and the St. Croix River in Wisconsin. So the St. Croix River runs to about southeastern Minnesota, and it ends and combines up with the Mississippi River. So it joins up right about here in southeastern Minnesota, and we'll see that go all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico toward the Mississippi River Delta in southern Louisiana. So, but if you look here, you can see these clouds and this arch. Then you see this arch, how it's arching. See, it's arching because we have blocking high pressure to the east. So that moisture that's coming from the southwest is associated with that big storm here across the four corners. And this big arch is that ridge of high pressure that front is trying to bend around the top, is going over the top of that ridge. So there are some little pieces of energy breaking off from this main circulation here, and they're streaming across the arch of this high pressure dome over the eastern half of the United States. And that is breaking off pieces of energy. We saw some scattered sprinkles and showers across Minnesota. The temperatures were in the 70s today, and we saw those temperatures, a few showers up here, and the arrowhead of this is Michigan. So right here, this is like Sault Ste. Marie, Marquette, Michigan here. So the upper peninsula of Michigan, we're seeing those showers there, and there might even be a few snowflakes in there as well. Northern Wisconsin, Rhinelander, Superior, Duluth, Minnesota, the Minnesota Arrowhead, we're seeing that moisture, and you're seeing right here where some of those cloud demarcation is between the cloudy weather and the dry weather. But look across the plains. We look at Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, all the way to Pennsylvania, the Northeast. Look how beautiful Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, New York. Look how beautiful the eastern half of the country. No precipitation, beautiful sunny cloud-free skies, beautiful weather. You see this right here? Do you see this? This is the center of that ridge of high pressure. It's down here across the eastern Gulf of Mexico, over the southeastern U.S. into the mid-Atlantic. So that area of high pressure is sitting right here, and the air is circulating around like this. So in the Northeast, we have an offshore flow. So it's blowing warmer air toward the Atlantic because it's pulling that warmer air from the plains. So we've been seeing warmer air moving across the plains, and that air has been flowing over Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. So that warm air has been filtering into the Northeast and the mid-Atlantic states and out over the Atlantic. So what that is doing is blocking any tropical systems over the Atlantic from affecting the United States. We have one system that went offshore that's being carried off toward the Northeast, the Northern Atlantic. We have Nikki. We have Oscar. We got two tropical systems to talk about, and neither one will pose a threat to the United States. And they are very weak systems that may or may not form hurricanes, but we do have two minimally strong tropical storms to talk about across the Caribbean right now. So we'll take a look at those in a second. But that's a look at what's going on across east. that strong ridge of high pressure is keeping things beautiful, and the temperature is nice. Nice temperatures in 70s, 60s, and 70s. Very low humidities as well. So that is wonderful that you are not being bombarded with tons of humidity along the Gulf Coast in Texas. Temperatures have been mild in the 70s. You've been seeing some temperatures in the 80s. They have been very nice at night. Temperatures in the 50s, 60s are very comfortable. Low humidities. And I anticipate that continuing until this low pressure center begins to move into the plains. Now, when that low in the Four Corners moves out here into Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, that low is going to come out here. And when it does, then the humidity will return because it will pull up moisture off the Gulf of Mexico. Now, how will that high pressure in the east play in with that? That ridge is going to move further to the east. So there's what's called return flow. The return flow on the west side of that ridge is going to pull moisture into warmth off the Gulf of Mexico, as well as the circulation around that low, because on this side of the low, everything is coming from the south and the southwest. And a little bit from the return flow from the high will have what's called cyclogenesis, and they will both combine, and we will see some heat, warmer temperatures, and humidity return before that low pressure center moves into the plains and brings showers and thunderstorms. So maybe next week sometime, I will begin to talk about showers and thunderstorms across the southern plains again. And we will look for some of that moisture to make its way to the upper Midwest, where we can see some rain showers, mostly rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. And the temperatures will cool back into the 40s and 50s for highs by the end of next week. But Monday and Tuesday, we will see temperatures approach 80. So we will see 80s in Minnesota. So Minneapolis, St. Paul, we're going to look for temperatures in the 80s on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. 80s and 70s before temperatures begin to tumble on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And showers will also enter the picture as well in parts of the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes area. So enjoy this period of very nice weather before the influence of that Colorado low moves into the plains. So now let's move on to our maps, and I can talk more about the tropics and show you those two tropical storms, and we can look at the forecast, because these are mostly the current conditions, what we're seeing right now. So let's jump into our maps, and I'll be right back.